driver says yours is just a few minutes behind," she said, slipping back into her role of unofficial wedding planner. I swear if she'd found a place to squirrel away a clipboard in the folds of her magenta taffeta dress, she'd have happily carried one all day. "Where's Millie?" I asked, looking beyond my friend for her adorable little girl. My goddaughter would be 4 in a few months, almost the same age her mother had been when our friendship had begun. I simply couldn't imagine having anyone but Millie as my flower girl. "At the moment, she's busy tormenting your cat," she said, turning to my dad with an apologetic, "Sorry. Then she'll probably move on to destroying the fake posy I gave her. She's not getting her hands on the real one until the moment the church doors open." I flashed my friend a grin. "You really do think of everything, don't you?" "I just want today to be perfect for you. That's all," she said, sounding choked, and for a moment very un-Hannah-like. A squeal that could have come from either her offspring or the cat travelled up the stairs, and Hannah spun on an elegant satin shoe and turned to go. "I'll see you both at the church doors," she said, blowing a kiss our way and disappearing from the bedroom in a cloud of perfume. A few minutes later, the front door closed with a reverberating shudder, and the house heaved a quiet sigh of relief as it finally fell into silence. The hairdressers, the beautician, and the florists were all long gone. So too were family and friends, who would be comfortably settled in the flower-bedecked pews of the church by now. Everything and everyone were exactly where they were supposed to be. So, why did I have this niggling feeling of unease? It had been there since my phone's alarm had woken me early that morning. Still half asleep, I'd lain blinking up at the ceiling, trying to work out where I was. Unthinkingly, I'd reached out for Finn, but the unoccupied half of my old double bed was cold and empty. Was this how Dad felt every single morning? It was a heartbreaking thought to begin what is traditionally billed as the happiest day of your life. I swung out of bed and finally found my smile as I looked at the ivory-laced dress I'd be wearing later that day when I married the man I loved. Unable to resist the temptation, I reached for my phone, pulling it towards me by its charger wire, as though reeling in a fish. Was it too early to send Finn a good morning message? Was that considered as unlucky as seeing him, or was modern technology beyond the reach of old wives' superstitions? I decided a quick WhatsApp was worth the risk. "Good morning, Mr. D. Happy wedding day. Can't wait to see you later. Kiss, kiss, kiss." I spent 5 whole minutes with the phone cradled in the palm of my hand, waiting for him to reply, before eventually setting it aside with a small feeling of disappointment. Finn was probably already in the shower, or still out on his morning run. "Or hungover," suggested a troublesome voice in my head. I tuned it out, because I really didn't want to revisit that particular dispute. You do realise no one has a stag do on the night before their actual wedding anymore. They have it weeks before the big day, so they have time to recover. "There wasn't time to fit it in," Finn had replied, winding his arms around my waist and drawing me against him. "I've been working flat out to make my deadline before the honeymoon." He'd bent down and kissed me then, in the way that always made my knees forget how to hold me up. "You may not know this, but I'm about to get married," he'd whispered into the curve of my neck. "So I heard. She's a lucky girl." Finn shook his head, his eyes fixed on my face. "No, I'm the lucky one." Dad was waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs I'd slid down, skipped down, even fallen down on occasion over the past 33 years. There was a proud smile fixed firmly on his face that threatened to take me down far more effectively than the staircase ever could. Through the open front door behind him, I caught a glimpse of a gleaming silver Bentley decorated with ribbon streamers, waiting at the curb. "Before we go," began Dad, so nervous his Adam's apple was bobbing up and down as if it were looking to escape. He cleared his throat, which settled it slightly. "I have something I want to give you," he said, fumbling awkwardly in the pocket of his suit jacket. "It's from your mum and me." I could already feel the prickling threat of tears as I reached for the small velvet jeweller's box. The beautician's carefully applied bridal makeup, complete with tsunami-proof mascara, was suddenly in jeopardy. I took the box and held it in my trembling hands for a long moment.